I am Jason Abraham, the Shadow Teacher 33. And when one is shifting into a more expansive version of themselves, a greater version of themselves, when one is doing their work, as Gurdjieff refers to in the fourth way, and is orienting towards the positive, one is observing themselves, they're observing their thoughts, their tendencies, they're living more intentionally, and once again, they're orienting intentionally towards the positive. But sometimes the limitations of the old self are under the cracks. They're in the subconscious. They're in the body even. And unless one processes them, they're going to make themselves known in one way, shape, or form. Sometimes this can look like an illness or an injury. When one is doing positive affirmations, and again, just plowing away, doing what they need to do, taking inspired action, and increasing the amount of inspired action they're doing, but still hasn't processed some of those limitations or some of those negative voices, the voices will manifest a lot of times in an injury or an illness. And illness and injury correspond quite well with overdoing. When one gets in a point where they're pushing too hard, they're exercising mental toughness on one hand, but on the other hand, they are ignoring signals that their body is giving them, signals that need to back off. Or they're in a situation where more is simply being asked of them, and they know they want to continue moving forward, so they don't deny the call of what's being asked of them, and an injury pops up, a muscle's pulled, or somebody gets a cold, gets sick, and is forced to back off activity. And when this happens to me, I look at this as what's out of balance in my life. I'm being called to shift into this more expansive version of myself. I'm being called to shift and become more. But at the same time, for me to do this, there's something I need to let go of. What do I need to let go of? What am I lying to myself about? What are things in my life that I'm tolerating and entertaining that I need to release and be rid of, that I'm bullshitting myself about? Because when I keep holding on to these things while adding on top of that, then that's when my subconscious is going to scream back at me and scream in a loud voice that's going to look like a pulled muscle, a broken bone, or getting sick. And so these physical discomforts, once again, I look at as calling to listen, calling to honor a voice, and calling to rearrange how I'm directing my energy. What do I need to let go of? What's draining me? What's taking me out of a spirit of ease and flow? Where am I over-efforting? And how can I let go? With that being said, I'm going to end this transmission. Be strong, be well, and I'll see you on the other side.